What up, dude bros? I'm Frank. This is a video review of the Nerf Mega DoubleBreach. This blaster in the Mega series shoots, of course, the Mega darts. It's a 2-shot spring blaster, pump action priming, and it has a manual breech on the side over here. Even though it looks like a sawed-off shotgun, unfortunately only shoots one at a time, but let's get into the review. Included is the blaster itself, a few Mega darts, the dart holder, and the instructions. Starting off with the externals, up front it does not have an in-strike tactical attachment point because, of course, if you try to shove a Mega dart through a normal elite barrel attachment, you're gonna have a bad time. It'll get jammed all up in there. Down below is a front sling mount, and then this gray piece is the priming handle. This is a spring-powered blaster, so to prime you pull back and then push forward, and then you're ready to fire once. That is, of course, if you're loaded. To load, you have to open up this orange thing. To get in there, you prime back the blaster, then you can just manually push back on the orange piece like that. Once that orange slide is back, you can load in your 2 Mega darts. There are 2 separate barrels that you're loading into. Once they're loaded, you can manually shut this orange piece, or you can just shut the priming handle like this, and now you're ready to fire only 1 dart. Yeah, it totally looks like a sawed-off shotgun, so when I bought it, I was expecting to shoot both at once, like a shotgun. But nope, just shoots once, then you have to prime again to shoot the second. Moving up from there is an in-strike tactical attachment point up here. You can put your, your bipod if your gravity is inverted, or you can just put an optic up there like a normal person. But this blaster is just begging to be shot from the hip like this, not really aiming down the sights, so the bipod it is. Who's gonna use a scope anyways? Nerd. Then on the side here you have ammo storage. You can push in 4 Mega darts. Dropping ammo to your blaster always makes it look a little bit more intimidating for the style points, but it also makes reloading much quicker. After you've primed back the blaster and opened up this breech door, this is pretty much as close as you can get the ammo to your hand, so it makes reloading a lot faster. Moving back to the trigger, it does feel like a normal trigger pull, and this blaster does have slam fire, so you can fire it like normal, or you can hold down the trigger and it fires when your priming handle hits the forward position. Not really that helpful because it only holds 2 rounds instead of like a big magazine where you can slam fire off the whole mag, but it does help you fire off that second barrel a little bit faster. And behind that is the grip. This is a Mega Series blaster, and it has an appropriate grip for the Mega Series, which is Mega, a little bit bigger than the Elite blasters. So it's really comfortable, oversized, no restrictions or anything like that. And then down below is another sling mount. So you can one point it on a lanyard or, hook it up from front back. And since it looks like a sawed-off shotgun, I think a piece of rope would be the most appropriate because you can't run a sawed-off shotgun like with a real sling. Clearly a criminal or terrorist weapon. So yeah, either that or I just watch too many movies. I don't know. Those are the external features. Again, you prime it back, you shove 2 darts in, you shut it, you fire once, you have to reprime, and then you shoot it again. Pretty simple to use. Here's the firing. What the F? Less crappy darts, let's try again. Okay, one of these is really bad, like really flimsy, and just that's a bad dart, probably shouldn't have loaded it, but these aren't that bad. So firing the DoubleBreach is fun, however I had a number of malfunctions, which is kind of disappointing. When I used darts that weren't brand new and had a little bit of give in the foam, it would trick or spoof the smart AR system into firing both at once. This is a problem with most smart AR systems if you use really, really bad darts, but my darts weren't completely terrible, so this is kind of disappointing. And I was complaining about it not being an actual shotgun, so you might say, well, Frank, well, shut up, you're getting your wish, it's shooting both at once. But when you chrono it and it accidentally shoots both at once, it's below 40 FPS. I did throw it up on my chrono, and when I had 10 normal shots firing one at a time, it averaged 70 FPS, which is about average, maybe a little slow for the Mega series, but still acceptable velocities. When it fired both at once, it would drop below 40 FPS, which is just not really competitive. And even if it shot 40 FPS every single time, at least you could kind of like aim for it and kind of predict that drop and that really slow velocity. But when it might shoot 70 FPS with one dart or 40 FPS with two, you don't know where to hold your blaster to hit your target. I might have a lemon or a damaged blaster, but I only have one, so I don't know. But when it worked and I shot brand new darts, it's a really fun blaster to use. I got a little bit quicker at reloading, so it just feels kind of cool to reload in this fashion. You know, doing that, you kind of feel like a badass loading your shotgun, and you shoot from your hip and you're like, hey, say hello to my little friend. Oh, it just shot both at once. Say hello to my little friend. He's talking about a grenade launcher, not a shotgun, but I still want to say it, so whatever. Yeah, I do watch too many movies, whatever. So kind of a mixed opinion on the Double Breach. When it was working, it worked really well and it was a really fun blaster to use, but I've had so many malfunctions I wouldn't feel comfortable using this in a Nerf game, and that's completely set aside from the fact that it's not taking magazines and it's really slow rate of fire, but it's a really fun blaster to use. So if you're just plinking or you're not trying to even like win at all, that double firing might not even be an issue for you. And because of that loading system, I can't imagine somebody buying this blaster trying to be competitive when there are magazines out there and higher capacity cylinder systems. So I think the majority of users won't even notice or care if their smart air restrictor system is damaged like mine. But hopefully mine's a lemon and it might work for yours. I don't know. Funny little thing about the name, it says double breach, so you might be thinking, oh, there are two breaches. That's actually not the right spelling for breach, like a loading system. B-R-E-A-C-H is to breach or to enter, and to break. Like when a SWAT team breaches and enters, that's the spelling that is used here. So the double breach is really only appropriate. So you go like this, you breach one door, like with a master key. So you shoot out the lock and then you barge in with your firing squad, and then you cock it again, and then your second breach for the terrorist inner door or whatever, then you blow it out and then you rush in twice. But if it's referring to the breaching system, where this is more or less a Nerf breach, it's not really, but kind of, that would be spelled B-R-E-E-C-H. They are two different words with two completely different meanings, and that's when you have an opening in a barrel system and you load the ammo and you chamber it in your breach. Shut up, Frank, you're a grammar Nazi. Deal with it, brah. So mixed review on the Nerf Mega DoubleBreach, but hopefully I've provided everything you need to know whether or not you'd like to purchase one. I will put a buy link in the description box below. That's this review. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, stay tactical.